Welcome back to the Wholesome Music Podcast.
The DIY podcast
about DIY music.
My name is Augustus Watkins. I am a songwriter, musician. I co-own a record label called Give Take. I co-own a music services and a traditional PR company called Cocaine Opera, based here in Los Angeles.
And it isn't Cocaine Oprah.
No! I dropped the lore on that earlier. It's in fact Cocaine Opera. Don't come for me.
My name's CamLJ. You're here with us at Secret Spot DTLA. We're downtown Los Angeles' co-working space for creatives. My pronouns are he, they, or she. I'll take really anything that you want to call me.
So, listen, we did something accidentally great.
We did.
This is a super publishing-centric episode.
This is the pub app.
We didn't, well, it's not quite because we haven't talked about, there's some things we haven't quite talked about with pub.
It's a teaser taster.
What we're doing here is we're starting, that was gross.
You didn't like my
Do it again.
ASMR?
I hate it. If you're in headphones, you're welcome. I don't like that. Do not like that. I do not like that. That was bad news. Bad podcasting just happened right there. That was unacceptable. When I'm editing this, clipping this later.
When you're clipping it out, you're gonna cut that. You don't want that sound effect.
We'll see if this makes it onto the TikTok feed. 'Cause damn.
You don't want to open with that?
No, I might though. We'll see. We'll see. People do like the content.
You know,
people do like it.
Everybody likes something different. You got to give the people what they want.
Okay.
This is now an ASMR podcast.
Welcome to the Wholesome ASMR podcast. Goodness gracious. Okay, so
where we use our years of musical experience to think,
which is probably what we should be doing. The podcast is growing, but it could be growing a lot faster.
We're just making
anything that people really wanted, which should be like less just depressing AI music news
and just wholesome ASMR sounds.
Well, it's funny because like sometimes, as I'm sure you do, I have to Google or you search on YouTube to find our channel, to, like give the link out or whatever.
Yeah.
And when you type in wholesome, one of the things that does autocomplete afterwards is ASMR.
Oh no.
Yeah. Wholesome girlfriend is another common.
I think these might be giving away your algorithm.
And then
maybe this is just for you.
It could be. And then wholesome girlfriend ASMR. I don't fuck with ASMR. It creeps me out.
I've never gotten into that world, but like.
Let us know when you type in wholesome on YouTube.
What comes up?
What autocompletes?
Yes.
I would be very curious because when I type in, it will complete wholesome girlfriend ASMR, wholesome ASMR, wholesome music. We'll go to like wholesome, like what's the word? Library music.
Oh, so when I type in wholesome music podcast, because I've typed it in so many times, it just comes up with
podcast.
I train my shit.
That's one of the advantages of staying active. That's also true because I actually don't have YouTube
Premium.
Yes, I don't have YouTube Premium, and I actually have my history off.
Oh, crazy!
So you're
out here protecting your privacy.
Yeah, so I'm getting y'all's algorithm.
Yeah,
I'm getting the
ether
algorithm.
That's crazy.
I'm not getting like the special.
I'm getting like a targeted.
You're getting the Gemini algorithm.
The only for you.
Yeah, I'm getting USIC.
I'm in a silo.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about first?
We're going to talk about some great shit.
We really are. So we have been promising, teasing, dancing around, probably like since episode one, how we actually get paid in the music industry.
Yeah.
And as we said, it's just such a complicated, convoluted. There's a lot that goes into it, and so I was really trying to figure out how to do this in these 15-minute segments
in a cohesive way.
I finally realized that this is just not something we can tackle in one 15-minute segment.
No,
it's not even something we could tackle in one
20-minute segment.
Yeah, or even one episode, right? I think that would be kind of a boring episode. And
no, I think it'd be fun.
We'd lose out on a lot of the news that we like to do, and
that's true.
All the fucking incredible advancements in AI that we bring you every single week. So, we're going to start with kind of a brief, I hope, history of music copyright.
And AI, right?
No, no, well, no. We're not, like this goes as we said. This goes back to the 15th century.
Yes.
This goes
not the 13th century.
Not the 13th century. The 1400s. This goes back to the heyday of Paris.
This is before the printing press.
Yeah.
This is the OG days.
And this is before recorded music.
Before the player piano.
Yeah.
Before the phonograph.
Before the wire. Before Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on a wire recording. So
this is like singing for the king.
Yeah, literally. So we're going to get into all that and explain how that sets up our modern copyright system, because you don't have what we have today without that history. So for me, when I'm navigating the sort of the Byzantine music industry, understanding the background behind this really has helped me to navigate the music industry. So I'm hoping that this background will then be a way to help y'all navigate.
Absolutely.
So this is part one of at least 3. I'm feeling like 4, but I don't want to promise.
Maybe 4, maybe 3.
But I'm feeling like
stick around and wait and see.
Definitely 3. So we have some news about hip hop in the top 40.
Or not in the top 40.
Yeah. So
hip hop no longer being in the top 40.
So we're gonna break that down. That was a cool discussion.
Yeah, we got deep.
The culture, kind of what it means to have hip hop not in the top 40. One spoiler alert is it does relate to last week's episode.
Yes. So if you missed that, go back, rewatch, come back, and get caught up.
Yeah, you could probably watch last week's after this one, but there's a through line.
There's a through line here.
Next, we've got your requisite AI update for the week.
The wholesome music AI news update.
So there's some update with AI and the 3 American PROs and how they are what they're beginning to accept as far as AI composed music.
The future of AI slopification.
It keeps rolling on. A really cool article about Billie Eilish giving Mark Zuckerberg some shit. You'll love to hear it.
And collecting like over $10 million.
Yes, for charity. Finally,
not just for herself.
Because she collected far more than $10 million for herself. Finally, another article that kind of speaks to the culture of hip hop, which is the beef between CamRon and J. Cole over their song Ready 24 and some
lack of a split sheet, the lack of any kind of like agreement ahead of time, and kind of the chaos that can come when you don't have contracts.
Yeah. So overall, this is a pretty publishing heavy episode, and also kind of like a hip hop culture heavy episode.
Damn right.
Which is kind of cool. And I think that's what we need to say about that.
I think it is.
Let's do an episode.
Let's get into it.
All right. So we have been teasing and hinting at for a long time how we were going to talk about how you actually get paid in the music industry.
Yes.
And
this is a big week.
So I was like, all right, we're going to finally, we're going to bite the bullet. We're going to do it. One of the reasons why I was having such a hard time conceptualizing how to do it is because we do these in 15-minute segments.
Yes.
And this is a bigger topic than 15 minutes.
Yeah, this is a big topic.
To do thoroughly. And so I figured out a format that I think we can break this down week by week by week.
Ooh. So
we're going to do this, I think 3 weeks minimum.
This is a 3-part series.
3-part. This is our first 3-parter.
Yes.
Right? We've done a 2-parter before. This will be our 3, and this could go 4.
This, you could stretch it out.
Yeah, we're gonna milk this content, this very widely known content. But no, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna give it to you in detail. Yeah,
you can get like a lot of breakdowns, a lot of places, but here we're gonna try to give you as much like detail and get into the nitty gritty, so that you really understand it. So you're not like thinking about it and forgetting it and then wishing you had to learn it again. I've been to, as you have, a lot of conferences. I've taken classes. Like I've read the books. We've been through the thing. I'm signed up in all these things finally. Yes. Like, so we're gonna try to distill that. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're not gonna get into like the specifics this week. We're gonna talk about the history of music copyright. That's so exciting. And
the reason I think this is really useful for me is at least the way that my brain works. The more I understand music copyright and the history behind these things, the more I'm able to conceptualize the modern
how it got to where we are now,
how it applies to the modern systems.
Yeah, you're able to kind of give it some context and contextualize it.
I think so. So this is going to go back to this is going to go back to the
take me from the start,
13th century.
Ooh, really?
But really, we're going to catch up on our story.
The 13th century.
Maybe wait, how does that work? The 15th century.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's a little less impressive.
Because it's the 1400s.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I thought we were going back.
I couldn't remember if the 1400s, if that's the 13th century, the 15th century. It's the 15th century.
Okay.
But really, our story is really actually going to begin in France in the 1840s, the 19th century.
It is kind of a gaslight. You know, you're in the 21st century, but
Right.
you only get the 00.
20,
so you...
This is why I can't be like I can't be trusted to do this information. So we talked about this more than once, but let's just break down. Can you tell us what the two parts of a song are?
Yes. There's a master side and there's like a writing pub side.
Yep.
So, you know, like if you want to look at it the most simplest way, or the most simplest way you can look at a song is as two buckets. One bucket is your mastering bucket, as in your master composition, the thing that exists, the song itself, the sound recording. That's one side. The other side is your writing in pub.
I like this. David Attenborough over here.
You know, we gotta go.
Yeah.
We gotta go deep.
That was good. That was really good. So yes. So there are two parts to a song. And we're going to talk about why there are two parts. We're going to get to why there are two parts to a song. They largely break down to, as you said, the composition and the recording. Yeah. So first, let's talk about the origins of the composition that's sometimes known as publishing. So sometimes you'll be in a conversation with someone and they'll be like, oh, you know, are you like... do you have points on the publishing? Yeah. Right. Which is different than points on the master. So what is points on the publishing? The publishing is the sheet music. So the first sheet music was printed in the 1400s. Really? In Italy.
That's wild to think about.
And so we're going all the way back in Western music. I should specify. I'm talking from a Western perspective. I don't know how they do it in the East. Okay, this is Western European music.
They might have been making that written music way before.
Something tells me like China is kind of known for having a pretty like serious what's the word state of bureaucracy. Yeah, so they probably had things a little more settled in feudalistic Europe. Just to get real briefly into it, because I don't even have this written down, but you have to remember that this is the days of royal composers, kings and queens, and having patrons. And so when they would pay for a composer to write music for them, the very wealthy people would pay for music to write music for them. They got paid. They made a thing. It was kind of essentially was a work for hire. Yeah, absolutely. And then that music was ownership of everything. Ultimately, kind of went up was like ownership of the king or queen, right? Yep. As society began to change, I didn't mean to do this, but we're getting. I didn't mean to go this deep, but I do like this shit. As society began to change, corporations began to happen, and then of course the printing press happens. Yes. Now music can get recreated and published and reproduced. So one of the things is that obviously back in these days, remember, music is not recorded. No. No, music isn't getting recorded until like the 20s or the 30s. Yeah, a little bit earlier, but but around that time period. So even before the printing press, before music was distributed in sheet music, it was really just performed kind of wherever you could see it. Right, it was like performed in like the royal court or whatever. So we're going to fast forward a little bit to the 1840s. This is Paris in the 1840s. This is a pretty high point in Parisian culture. Yes. There's a composer named I don't speak French, so I'm going to probably butcher these names, but Joseph Bourget, I think. Okay. He goes to get a drink at a place called Café Morel, expecting to have a cocktail, not a drink, and listen to the music, because this was a place where people were playing popular music. The owner of of Café Morel, Monsieur Morel, wouldn't serve him because in the evening the cafe would only serve more expensive drinks. The composer Bourget sued Morel, arguing that the cafe's business practices were unjust and detrimental to artists who enriched the establishment's ambiance. This is so French. I love it. The courts sided with Bourget, ordering Morel to pay him 800 francs. I have no idea what 800 francs was worth in 1840s Paris. Which was a watershed moment for artists' rights. The judgments established that. The judgments established that transaction costs for systematically collecting performance royalties. What does this sound like?
This sounds like a PRO.
Yes.
This sounds like a PRO.
This is essentially the first PRO that establishes. I didn't even write it down. I'm not even going to attempt to say the French name.
You got to try.
I don't have it written down.
Oh.
SACEM, SACEM, which is still in existence today as the French. If you're in France, you're registering your music, you register it with SACEM, which is the first PRO. So this provided the foundation for a broader movement to protect intellectual property, and Bourget and a few of his associates then went on to form this performing rights organization.
That's incredible.
So,
what year was this?
1840.
Wow. Get out of here.
So that's before then, you could, and there's a similar story in England, or kind of around the same time. Before then, people would get a hold of sheet music. They'd print it. Someone would write a song, write a composition, get a hold of sheet music. They would just kind of print it. They would sell the sheet music, and none of that music would ever go back to the composer.
None of the money.
Yeah, sorry. So what did I say?
The music.
none of the money, thank you, would ever go back to the composer. And so this was the first time that somebody had really done any sort of job.
System.
Yeah.
Created a system to track where that money, where the songs are going, and who was exchanging the money, and how to get some of that back as probably the first royalty for music.
For systematically and in context, if you are a little bit of a history nerd, it does matter, because this is when feudalism is going out and early stages of capitalism are coming in.
Yeah.
So that's why it really does matter, because they couldn't, they didn't really kind of need these kind of protections before.
No, previously you were writing this either for the king or for the church, and they would own it, and that was that.
That was that. So that's the composition. The composition is a musical work, the underlying musical work of the composition, AKA the music notes.
Yeah.
The
written content.
Along with the accompanying lyrics. Composers and lyricists are both songwriters. So this is probably something important when you are filling out for your PRO. The composer includes the lyricist.
Yeah.
If you're a rapper and you're just you're still considered a composer.
Yes.
So that's just,
you're a lyricist.
Yeah. Just something to clarify.
And I think it's important when we say this. I always got confused when this would be said in classes and in teaching, but I think it's also the intellectual property of the song.
Yes.
When we're talking about the composition, we're talking about the intellectual property of the song.
Well said. Well said. And shout out to King David, who kind of spurred all this on, by the way.
Yes.
We are KD. We're going to talk a little more, get to the question that KD asked about what is copyright, and how, if you should copyright your song. That's going to come in a future episode.
That's coming up. So stay tuned.
So let's fast forward to the origins of mechanical royalty.
Yes.
So now remember, music is just sheet music, right? We had a really cool invention in the early part of the 20th century, the 1900s, called, you see what I did there? I got that one.
Did. I see it.
That was called the player piano.
Yes.
And
that was the piano that would play itself.
Yeah.
That was the piano that didn't require you to know somebody who played piano.
And so this is the first kind of glimmer of what we now consider to be recorded music, because it was mechanically.
This is the OG piano roll.
Yeah. So what happened was, literally, because you didn't give it sheet music, you gave it these little punch cards.
Yep,
right?
exactly. With little pins.
So in 1909, the United States Supreme Court ruled that those little punch cards don't count as sheet music.
No.
Therefore, they ruled that didn't count as publishing.
No, that would have to be a new category.
So the United States Congress then established a new category called...
Well, I'm guessing that would be the master side. I'm guessing that would be the sound recording.
Yes, that's the origin of the mechanical royalty.
Yes.
Because these things were reproduced mechanically.
Yes.
With the mechanical player piano.
Yes.
So that is the origin of the other side of music, is not the composition itself, not the underlying sheet music, but some means of reproducing it
mechanically
by machines. So then obviously, like, if you're this fast forwards to wax music, to wax cylinders, to records,
to vinyl,
magnetic tape,
everything,
to of course all the way down to streaming today. That's why we talk about that's what mechanical
phonograph.
Yes, of course. That's what mechanical means. The master recording, the mechanical royalties, all of that means is because we made this distinction in the early 20th century of the difference between a composition and mechanical reproduction of that composition.
Absolutely.
So those are the two underlying pieces that you need to know going forward as we talk about how you're going to get paid with this information.
Yes.
So we're going to get into the MLC, the
sound exchange,
which we talked about in the last episode.
Yes,
right?
we did a little bit.
We're going to talk about PROs. We're going to talk about the Copyright Act. We're going to get into all of that, but I think understanding these two concepts are kind of the first
foundations.
One thing I will note, because I think this is the best place to put it, is all of this is covered by international treaty now as well. There were three. I didn't write it down, but there are three major international treaties that cover how governments and how performance rights organizations for different countries are meant to share mechanical royalties and publishing royalties with each other. So this is an American-centric podcast, but we do have our international viewers. Thank you for joining us. This will pertain to you as well.
Yeah.
And if your music gets played overseas now, all of this is covered by international treaty. It's all set up so if your music gets played in Bolivia, eventually the money will make it back to you, which I think is really important.
Yeah, in most cases, yes.
In most cases, it will. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're gonna get into that next week. At least 2 weeks. We might do a third week.
Maybe so.
So stay with us. Thank you for indulging me with this little history lesson.
Yes.
And we're going to get into some modern shit, including more recent history. No rap songs are in the Billboard Hot 100s the Billboard Top 100's Top 40 for the first time since 1990.
Wow.
First things first. Okay, this is we're working with Andrew Unterberger for Billboard.com. First things first. For a little extra primer on this, check out last week's episode 19, where we talked about the changes in the Billboard.
Yeah. The changes in how the Billboard is tabulating how
100.
Billboard is exactly.
So,
and the chart positions.
So that is going to play into this. Now, Kendrick Lamar and SZA's 13-week Billboard Hot 100 #1 Luther has fallen off because of these rule changes. So that means that now, as of October 25th, 2025, there were officially no rap songs in the chart's top 40 for the first time since 1990.
I mean, I think it's indicative of more than just the changes. I think that's like the last nail in this coffin, right?
Agreed.
Like, I think if this were happening, like, even if these changes happened 10 years ago, I think there would be, like 6 or 10 or 12 songs that were all in that rotation. And so if 1 or 2 fell off, there's always 3 or 4, a few more ready to go. And I think now we're just not seeing that market dominance like we did.
We are not. So there's some notes here. Hip hop's overall market share reached a peak in 2020 when it neared 30% of the top 40. So 30% of the songs in the top 40 were hip hop in 2020. By 2023, that slipped to 25%. And has been at 24% so far in 2025. But now with the rule changes, has gone to 0.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We had talked, you and I were attending the same, it was here at a music conference here, where somebody from the industry was talking about how the record industries were folding all of their urban divisions.
Yeah.
And basically putting all their resources in the country. The writing was on the wall.
Yeah, that's been the move.
Yeah. And this is the after effects of this?
Yeah, and I think, we had like an 80s moment before that too, that I think was kind of the beginning of this trend previous to like the country wave. We were in this like 80s synth pop vibe.
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of, hip hop's done a really good job, at least in that time, of blending genres, right?
Yeah.
Of kind of like, okay, we're gonna like infuse this way. We're gonna kind of like take this and blend it together. But I think we've just gotten to a point where there isn't the market that there was.
No.
And I think there is a market. I still think, just like any other genre, I think there's going to be 20 or 30% of the market that's always listening to hip hop music.
Yeah.
That's always listening to like old, like I said old Kanye, not old Kanye. That's always listening to like Biggie, Tupac, always listening to like old head like bangers.
Yeah.
Just like the jazz music. There's always going to be like 20% of the market of people who are listening to jazz music. They might not be in like the Billboard Hot 100, but I think the market is still there.
Right.
I don't think this is like, stop rapping, give up your career.
No.
I think this is just like, look, the mainstream is moving again.
There's a couple other things that I think get weaved into this that you're talking about. So first of all, as you said, this is the top 40. There are hip hop songs in the top 100. Between 41 and 100 right now. There's a Cardi B song, Big X The Plug, and Young Boy Never Broke Again song.
Okay,
at least
NBA. Yep.
That are up on the that are in the Hot 100 right now. So there are hip hop songs there. There's probably a couple other things that are worth noting. To mix in with this trend.
Yes, hit me with them.
One is that Kendrick's kind of cooling down.
How would you explain?
Just he's coming off of a historic run. Like that record was a year plus 18 months.
Yeah, I just think maybe I don't know if Kendrick is cooling down as an artist so much as the hype off like the Drake beef and off of the DMX record. Those are all kind of they've reached their chart peak, and now we are waiting for new music.
Yeah. So, and Kendrick's going to hit us with it, but he's going to do it in his own damn time, right? You mentioned Drake. Drake is obviously a
rip. R.I.P. Drake.
Right. R.I.P. Drake. So Drake for a long time is promising a new record.
Yeah, and that didn't come.
Yeah, and it still hasn't come.
That was supposed to come like a couple. We talked about it briefly. Oh, is it gonna happen? And no.
So it turns out that Kendrick. You ready for this?
Some
you ready for this?
I'm ready.
This is the whitest take I'm ever gonna make.
Okay, hit me with it.
Turns out that not only did whatever, I'll just say it. It turns out that not only did Kendrick kill Drake, he killed rap.
No, I think Kendrick breathed the last breath into rap, into hip hop culture. Really, like it was stagnant. I think there's been some really big, just like a quick diversion. There's been some big blows in hip hop culture. Like we're talking about like Mac Miller. We're talking about like so many D'Angelo, so many people who have just icons who were a part of the culture and have either like died or passed, or just like kind of their music has reached its peak.
Yep. Beyonce, of course, her last record still out here, but her last record was not.
Beyonce was always a pop girly.
She was pop. You're right. But I was thinking of her record with Jay-Z. She'll do a little bit of hip hop, but she's not really doing that right now.
Yeah, she's been like an R&B belter. She got that. She got the belt.
Yeah. But she also can rap.
She can.
I want to see if.
But I wouldn't put her in the ring with Nicki. Or put her in the ring like with Megan Thee Stallion. Like I think those are two different worlds.
No, agreed. I wanted to see while we were talking, something that occurred to me to check is to see if there are any reggaeton songs or Latin American songs that are in the top 40. If there's any Bad Bunny in the top 40.
I could imagine that. I think you're more likely to see like K-pop.
Or K-pop.
Yeah.
Good point.
You're more likely to see like K-pop pop like hitting the Hot 100.
Yeah.
And I do think like it's interesting. EDM is another part of this conversation. Like EDM was a genre that was enormous and inescapable for a certain time period.
And it did kind of buoy hip hop for a little bit. Those EDM beats were hitting hip hop.
Exactly.
So that whole culture has changed as well.
That has shifted as well and gone back underground, right?
Yeah.
So that there's still like an EDM scene. You can go out and feel it and experience it.
Yeah.
But it's just not like coming onto the charts. It's not going to be like hey, this is the sound that I want you to propagate if I want your song to chart.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we're going into this is my candid hot take, is I think we're in the stomp clap era again.
No!
I do. I really do. Yep. It's the Lumineers.
It's not time for the stomp clap.
It is. It's time again.
Because that shit came in like the early 2010s.
Yep, it was 2012, 2013, 2011.
10 years is, if that's true, because I always kind of think of music,
30 years?
Well, on a 20-year trend, right?
Yes.
Like when we were kids in the 90s, the 70s shit was hot,
yep.
Right? Like,
but the 70s shit came back again. You remember everybody was wearing the bell-bottom jeans, the whole thing.
Well, that's just because Kendrick was wearing the
No, it was just a whole vibe. Everybody was like, it's back.
Well, then like, in the 2010s, the like 90s kind of came back. So now in the 2020s, the 2000s are definitely back.
They're back.
So that's happening. So like, I hope you're wrong, because I think that means that like the singularity is like creeping up on us.
It is. It's getting closer and closer every year.
If we're accelerating now to something retro being 10 years old, that sucks.
Well, I mean, maybe it's just a derivative of country. Maybe it's just a derivative of country that we're experiencing. Like, how do you make country more indie and more pop accessible? And
country has also, you're right, and country has also, country has kind of taken on the Americana thing, which obviously they're pretty.
Which was so different than like 2006 country.
True.
That was such like a structured, like this is like what we write about.
Yeah.
These are our topics. These are, and I think the genre has just expanded and is also like been forced to accept its roots.
Yeah, and country has also kind of consumed and collided with hip hop.
Yeah, kind of resentfully. Yes,
resentfully at times. I mean, some people are taking advantage of it. You've
Tim McGraw and Nelly.
Tim McGraw, welcome to the Wholesome Music Podcast. It's the first time we said your name, Nelly, again for that matter. I'm thinking of a number of pop artists who kind of went country.
Yeah. Oh man. Post Malone.
Post Malone, of course.
Perfect example.
Beyonce, obviously, that kind of big one. Like whatever she does, she'll do something huge next.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift has definitely put out some like country songs.
She started as country.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
That's right.
In a lot of ways, she's kind of the reverse of that. And in a lot of ways,
But I think folklore really kind of gives you folklore, and a lot of her other like maybe not this most recent record, but the records before that.
Folklore had an Americana kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Even like some of the
country accessible.
Some of the classic rockers, Alison Krauss and Raising Sand. Alison Krauss and not Jimmy Page.
Can you imagine that?
Robert Plant. Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin and Alison Krauss did that. Did that beautiful country record. That was probably close to 20 years ago now.
Yeah.
So like the country does just kind of has had this thing of kind of hoovering up a lot of other
and it's having its moment right now. It's having its moment in the sun, because I think for a long time it was like an ugly stepsister, like the ugly stepchild. Very formulaic, very like kind of looked down upon for a period, and now it's, I think, we could talk about it socioeconomically. Like there's so much happening culturally, that makes it feel like it's back. We're back.
I think
back down south, baby.
I think you definitely have to talk about. We kind of joked about it at the beginning, but I don't think that you can talk about this from that perspective and not just like mention I don't know how
fascist bullshit that's happening.
The South seems to have risen again.
Yes,
like that. Like the and not all country
the
artists,
antebellum South.
Yeah, not all country artists are MAGA, but like conservative values, conservative politics, and country certainly have have had a strong connection. It's a pretty strong.
There's a correlation.
In terms of a Venn diagram. There.
Yep.
So I truly don't think you can have the conversation from a top-down social perspective without mentioning that.
You have to. Yeah, and I think you can see that maybe has like a part of why we're having this resurgence now.
Yeah, Taylor's in the mix. We mentioned it, but like she is such a huge artist, and she has a country past, and she's pretty well linked with racist dudes. So like I think that's all
look. I don't mind speaking on Chapel, but I don't want the Swifties coming after me.
You don't want that smoke?
Bow down to Miss Taylor. Much love and respect, whatever you got going on.
Yeah, I get it. She's got some problematic stuff in her past. I don't think we should.
Maybe she's the problem. Maybe it's her.
All right, so that's I think that's all I have from the
from hip hop music falling out of the top 40
from Billboard.com. Yeah, from hip hop falling out of the top 40. Maybe let's end with this. What would you say to an artist what would you say to a hip hop artist who's coming up, who sees this and goes, this sucks?
I'd say check out Designer. Check out the artist, the rapper Designer.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, new record just dropped. That shit's beautiful.
Yeah.
Super deep, incredible. Hip hop isn't over. Like, what's the one take I give you? Like, hip hop isn't over. Keep doing what you do. Do what you do better. Do what you do even louder.
Yeah.
You'll find your place. We're here. We're out here. We're gonna be out here.
Yep, that's it. Good call. Shit, this is a great transition.
Yes.
We're going to talk about AI.
Oh, the slop. We're going to talk about the AI slop.
We have a new development in the AI Schloptopathy. Here we go.
Let's get into
This comes by Andre Payne from Music Week. ASCAP, BMI, and SOCAN align on musical compositions using AI tools alongside human authorship.
That's interesting.
So let's back up. Let's back up for 1 second. ASCAP, BMI, and SOCAN, and of course CSAC, they are
PROs.
And PROs cover the
performance royalties.
the composition.
Yes.
So back in segment 1, we were talking about those 2 segments.
Yes.
This is the composition.
Yeah.
So just to link you all the way back,
we can be contiguous.
So we can be contiguous with the slopification. ASCAP, BMI, and SOCAN, which are each American PROs, have each adopted policies to accept registrations of musical compositions partially generated using artificial intelligence tools. All 3 PROs registration policies define a partially AI-generated musical work as one that combines elements of AI-generated musical content with elements of human authorship. These works will now be included as part of the full repertoire is licensed by each society. I think that's a typo.
Or like their full catalogs.
Full catalog. Yeah. Music compositions that are entirely created using AI tools are not eligible for registration with any of the individual societies. That's important.
Yeah. So if you make AI slop, we're not going to register it. You can't make money on that. But if you're doing something assisted with AI or that has AI elements, we can register it in these places.
So it's weird to me because what I don't quite get is, so you use if I go on one of these AI, I don't even want to say their fucking names. I go on one of these AI sites and I say, give me a song that feels like a Bruno Mars ballad.
Yeah.
And it gives me a 3.5 minute song.
It sounds like a Bruno Mars ballad.
And then I write lyrics to that. So now to me, what this sounds like, and you can tell me what you think if this is on the right track, because the detail, I tried to look into this. The details are kind of scant on this right now, and obviously I'm not personally interested because I never want to.
You don't want to make your songs with AI. You don't want to make your songs with AI.
Not like
Come
that.
on, Augustus.
No,
make your songs with AI.
No,
get with the times.
No, I don't. So let's say I did. So I've got my Bruno Mars ballad, and I wrote
Bruno Mars crooner.
A Bruno Mars crooner, and I wrote my lyrics on top of that. Now I want to register that.
Yeah.
This is what this allows me to do.
Yeah.
What's weird to me is, don't I need the chords? Couldn't you just transpose this?
Yeah.
And then claim it as 100% your own authorship?
I think that's really interesting is like when you know, like when are you interpolating AI?
Yeah.
You know, like when is it like, hey, I had AI make this song that I like.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it to a bunch of musicians. We're going to recreate that. Is that copyright? That it seems like in this case that would be copyrightable.
Yeah, but like, look, I'm just gonna be straight with you. If I was doing that, I would not register that. Like, if I went through that much effort, I would call that my composition. I'm sorry, I just would.
Yeah, I mean,
just would.
I think that's where we're at.
Yeah,
for sure. I think like that.
Because look, like to me, this is like the scenario that we just laid out here, right? Not the Bruno Mars scenario, but the scenario where we took a song and then just got our band to learn it.
Yep.
Now, that is to me, that is like sort of an advanced version of like pulling from like a chord book.
Yeah.
Right. It's like all right. So it's like you could get.
Is it though?
It is.
Is it though?
Maybe, because if I got
265.
If I get a chord chart, right? Or like I go online and like it's like I know what mode I'm in, right?
But a chord chart isn't going to give you like multiple melodic elements. Isn't going to give you like a full melody that you can now like, hey, you play this, and you play this. Like that's a lot.
True. Okay.
Like,
yeah. I'm just thinking like I could like. You've done this. Everybody's done this, right? Like you look on you know what key you're in.
Yeah.
You pull up your guitar wheel or whatever.
Yeah, your circle of fifths.
Yeah, and you're like, all right, so like I know I'm in A minor. I'm looking for a chord, and like it'll tell me all the chords that are possible, and like I pick one that I like. Now, like look, because to me it's like, all right, I didn't like pick that chord out of the blue. No. I referenced something and got that chord.
You probably got an E minor or a D.
Yeah. And it was real revolutionary. Yeah, I went from A minor to E minor to G minor and fucked your shit up.
You threw in like a C major just to really get switch it up.
Yeah. How do you like me now? Is that so different than? And I don't know the answer. This is my question. Is that so different than going on one of these AI sites and saying, all right, give me a song in this vibe, and then reinterpolating it like we said?
I mean, there's a lot there, right? Because if your band is like, let's say we do that. Let's say our band goes and we reinterpolate this song.
Yeah.
And you created like a little bit of your own, like, you know, you don't play exactly the same.
Right.
You add your own flair to it.
Yeah.
You know, keyboard is adding their own flair to it. Everybody's doing their own thing. Then I think maybe this is transformative.
Yeah.
Maybe at that point you've created something that's transformative. But if you're playing it like to the T, like if you're reading the MIDI notes and you're playing the same MIDI notes, like I don't think that's transformative.
Yeah.
I think I don't think this is covering that. I think this is in this case, that's
this
all
is more like my Bruno Mars thing,
Yeah, you're good. This is yours now.
Yep.
You made it.
I made it, and now we're just saying, which is really weird to me. And not the question to me actually, this raises a question which I'm beginning to think about, right? So this is what scares me about this, and I've never really voiced this before. So we've made this scenario where I went to your AI generation company and I said, give me a Bruno Mars ballad. I wrote some really nice lyrics on top of it. Now I registered it with my PRO.
Okay.
They know there's on record that your company, in the year of our dystopian Lord 2025, gave me this composition. Now, are they going to someday begin to fight for their rights to say
probably for their
intellectual property, right?
And probably for like on the writing side, probably as a writer.
That's what I'm saying.
Probably saying, we have writing credit on this song.
Yep.
And so I would imagine if your song performs super, super well and say you have like a hit with that song, I would be skeptical that you're going to keep all of your money.
And to be clear, right now, this is not happening. We don't have an example of this happening. This might take 5-10 years to develop.
I want to see what happens with Tata. Tata, talk to me. Who's making all that money?
Well, this is actually a great example because we know that the music is generated
by Suno,
but we know also that the lyrics are written by people.
Yes.
So this is a perfect example of whoever Tata, I can't even talk like I can't believe I'm saying this. Whoever Tata talk to me's, check. Is it last episode we did this? 2 episodes.
Two episodes.
2 episodes ago we did a little. This is Timbaland's little AI situation. 2 episodes. Check that out to get the full story on Tata.
Timbaland's AI crash out.
To say. Just to be clear, she's an AI artist that's generated by
fully generated.
But the lyrics are written by people.
Yes.
And so this would be Tata Talk to Me could go to her PR. They could go to their PRO and register this, saying that they're because
of Tata's affiliation with Timbaland and Timbaland being their like internal team.
Yeah.
I doubt we're gonna get a big discussion around it. But I do think there are other AI artists in the space, entering the space now, who we will see this with. I think that this like, okay, if this song does really well, it's by an AI artist and it's maybe written by a human, like what percentage of that money is going to go to the AI company?
Right. So right now, as it stands,
Suno, Udio, whoever.
Yeah. So we're just to be really, really clear, we are
speculating.
Thank you. We're speculating. As it stands right now, there's nothing like this happening.
We're prognosticating.
But I think, in fact, we are prognosticating because that to me it has to be, if I'm putting myself in Suno and Udio's shoes.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, how do we?
Oh wow.
How do we? And I'm thinking, I am capable of performing tremendous acts of empathy. It's one of my gifts. And so I'm thinking,
you're responsible for all the AI music.
I am Mr. AI.
Yes, you are.
MXAI. And I'm saying, okay, we have a massive investment here. I mean, we all know that AI is massively in the hole. It doesn't make any money. So I'm saying, how am I going to make money at this? To me, I'm saying the way we're going to make money off of this is by eventually registering our works.
A bunch of intellectual property that then you're going to get paid for.
You're going to get paid. So like going back to our first segment today, eventually those companies are going to, right now as it stands, companies can't register songs. Individuals can register songs.
Yes.
As a publisher. Now we'll get into it, but it's a little complicated. But as it stands, individuals register songs. So to me, that's the challenge here
I actually think this opens up a really interesting discussion, because if you say generate most of your like the recording, like say you generate the entire instrumental outside of your voice, there might be an argument for them to get some part of the master side, because they own the sound recording. They own, like, much like a producer, they're going to own that audio, right? What you downloaded, assuming you don't make any changes to it, assuming you use the audio you downloaded like a beat, you could at least make a future argument for that. For them getting points on the master, the mechanical that we talked about. Absolutely.
That's really, really, really interesting. Because like the counterpoint to that is like, well, it's composition because it created it, but it's creating both. It's actually creating the composition and it's creating the mechanical.
The problem for them to claim on the mechanical side would be that you're probably going to sing on top of it and then create another version of that recording. And if it goes to a court of law, whatever the final version of that recording is going to be what we judge off. So I'm guessing they won't have as much ground to stand on. But if you released what you're like, AI, make me a EDM song or make me a house song.
And then you just put it out.
You have a really strong argument there that they would own both sides.
And right now, to be clear, that's not covered in this. We're talking about, the U.S. PROs aren't accepting this, and in fact, all 3 PROs have endorsed AI legislation, supported lawsuits filed on behalf of music creators against the illegal use of their work by AI companies around the globe, and weighed in on major AI policies and initiatives, including those launched by the U.S. Copyright Office, the White House, and the government of Canada. Right now, the PROs are aligned against that. They don't want any part of that so far. So that again will be kind of another gray area. You know, like this, I could see this being the kind of, again, we're speculating here, but I could see this being the kind of thing like we talked about with, we talked about the 1907, the split between mechanical and sheet music. We could see another split. between like a third kind of category of generated
music.
And if the creators, we talked about like the flip side of generated music is always what is it trained on?
Yeah.
If the people whose music that got trained on were a part were compensated for that, I at least am open to that.
I think it's too many people.
It's like too many people who aren't billionaires getting paid, so they don't want to do it.
Yeah,
it's like,
I don't know how to. Sorry, I don't know. I wish I could pay you. I really do. But how can I can't even find you.
Yeah.
How would I even know?
How would I?
Honestly, I don't even. Man,
the code.
It's really unfortunate.
We have no idea what's going on in the code.
Know what it did. It did its own thing.
We can't help you with that. Yeah. Yeah, and you could listen to it like this is clearly just James Brown, and like he'll never see us.
But I never. It doesn't say I listened to James Brown.
I just put in funk, and it gave me this. How can I say it's? Yeah, so we'll never know. This was a cool discussion about.
This was great.
The further enslopification of AI.
Yes.
We got more coming for you. Stick around. We got a twofer. We're gonna get through one real quick. There's not a lot to say. The author of this article, their name is Scoop Harrison. Scoop Harrison for the blog Consequence. Billie Eilish calls out Mark Zuckerberg. I'm sorry, Scoop Harrison. I don't mean to make fun of your name.
No,
it's just like if you're a journalist and your name is Scoop.
Oh, you got the scoop.
That'd be like me being a musician and my name is Hit. You know what I mean?
Augustus Hit. That'd be great.
Hit Watkins, right? All right.
Wow.
Anyway, Billie.
No, you might need to change that. That's a good one.
If I wrote that kind of music, that actually would be a pretty good like.
Yeah, like Hit Boy.
Name. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like Never Broke Again. He just called it out, right?
Yes.
I'm just like I'm a hit. All right, I like that. So maybe Scoop Harris, like his original name was like Carl.
They do say something about that though. That like your name informs who you become.
Yeah.
Like, there are a bunch of like people in careers with unique names that fit their careers.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of like mold your life to your name.
Like Doug Bowser, who was the president of Nintendo.
Really?
Of Nintendo of America. His name was fucking Bowser.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
That's like, what other job could you have?
You couldn't have any other job.
Could you be the president of PlayStation?
No.
So
what does Scoop have for us?
Billie Eilish calls out Mark Zuckerberg and other billionaires after announcing her own $11.5 million charitable donation.
That's a lot. That's a big sum.
Way more. Like she's putting Chapel Row into shame here.
Chappelle Road. You gotta get those numbers up, Chapel. Come on.
So she was accepting an award, the Music Innovator Award, during which it was revealed that she had already raised more than $11.5 million in donations through her Hit Me Hard and Soft tour. Oh, here we go. The proceeds will go to the Changemaker program, a charitable initiative supporting organizations around the world that address food insecurity and the climate crisis. Eilish used her acceptance speech, which you can see online. It's all over the internet if you look for this. Eilish used her acceptance speech as a call to action, encouraging those in attendance, including Mark Zuckerberg and his wife Priscilla Chan, to show more empathy and do more good with their money. I'm going to quote this. I will say she said it with a lot more swag than I'm about to say it. This is a quote. We're in a time right now where the world is really, really bad and really dark, and people need empathy and help in our country. I'd say if you have money, it would be great to use it for good things and to give it to some people that need it. Love you all, but there's a few people in here that have a lot more money than me. If you are a billionaire, why are you a billionaire? No hate, but give your money away, shorties.
That's funny.
According to People, Mark Zuckerberg did not clap along with the rest of the audience at Eilish's comment.
Maybe felt personally called out.
He was personally called out. He has not responded. So there it is. Again, so we talked last week about Chapel Rowan doing her thing. Now this week, another popular female, it has to be noted, pop artist is stepping up and using her platform
for social good.
Yeah.
There's this entire bridge that I think music can form as a bridge for social good, whether that's doing like benefit concerts, whether that's like using your voice as a major artist to create these opportunities. I think music has had this like correlation through social good, and I think it's really good to see this. And like there's a lot of bad news out there right now, and it's good for us to have a good heartfelt story. That warms my heart.
Shout out Billie Eilish.
Shout out Billie from LA.
For doing this thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Highland Park's own Billie Eilish.
Yes.
All right.
Billie Eilish?
Billie Eilish. Here's an article. CamRon takes legal action against J. Cole over their song Ready 24, claims he wasn't properly compensated. This comes from Jamal Osborne for Hollywood Unlocked. So I will say that this, like, a lot of our sources come from like music blogs. This is kind of a blog that I think is more focused on like hip hop culture. So some of the details are a little bit like not the way
fuzzy.
Just not the way that I'm used to like having them presented to me, and I didn't do research on this one article.
Yeah.
So, all right. CamRon claims that he wrote lyrics and laid down a verse for the track Ready 24 by J. Cole, which is put out by J. Cole, in exchange for a promise that Cole would collaborate with him on a future project or at least appear on Cam's podcast.
Yes.
The problem, Cam says Cole never delivered. So this song came out in 2023. From July 2023 through April 2024, Cam says he repeatedly reached out, but Cole kept saying he was too busy. Meanwhile, no podcast appearance and no collaboration materialized.
He would apparently like make his team be like, oh, like he would call and like J. Cole's team would answer the phone and be like, oh, sorry, bro, he's not available. So I'll let him know you called, though.
Okay. All right. CamRon alleges that he isn't just seeking recognition. This is where it gets really interesting. He also wants a full breakdown of any money the song generated, which he estimates exceeds $500,000.
Not bad.
In legal terms, so let's stop for a second. There's a little more to say in this article, but so Cam was basically gave away. Like he was at this point, he's saying, "I don't need the money for this. I'm CamRon. I got it." So
it's the principle.
Yeah. So what I want. So instead, you collaborate on something for me later. Come on my podcast. We're going to call it good.
And this is what they had theoretically agreed to beforehand.
Yeah. But in legal terms, there's no clear contract laying out Cam's promise versus Cole's delivery. The case hinges on evidence, messages, recordings, email, and verbal agreements. One of the things that comes up a lot is people like, even if you don't write out like a contract, any text, any DM, anything you say becomes the contract.
Yes, it does. And this, I thought, like, just so we can get into this, I really thought this was a good story for us.
Yeah.
Because it kind of highlights artist agreements, like having a split sheet, having like an agreement with your songs from the beginning, like from the start. When you sit in the session with someone, you're like, we're going to write something. You should have a split sheet. And it doesn't have to be fancy. We're not talking about like a big fucking contract. We're talking about like your name, your ASCAP number or your PRO number, and like my name and my ASCAP number and the percentage splits.
And you don't even have to take it that far. So
it's easy though.
Real quick, let's back up and say, define a split sheet.
Split sheet is a piece of paper that has your name, the song name, the splits of each, like how you want to divide up the writing credit. When we were talking about the two parts of our song.
This is a publishing heavy
this is a pub episode.
Yeah.
This is the pub episode.
This is the pub episode.
So when we're talking about the publishing side here, we're talking about the writing and publishing side. So how are you going to divide up who owns the song?
Yep.
Well, maybe I wrote the chords, and Augustus, you just wrote the lyrics.
Yep.
So I should get 70%.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about it. You know I get 70%, right?
Right.
Because I wrote, the song.
And right now,
how do you feel about the song?
Well, here's the thing. And I say, sounds good, bro. Now, look, we've got a record of that, right?
But you might feel differently if we didn't write this down. You might have felt like, it should be 50-50 split. Like I was there the whole time watching you make the song. Being like, hey, that sounds weird. Maybe you should change this.
And so if we didn't get something written down, this conversation would be the record.
This would be what we had.
This is what you would like the courts.
And it might not be recorded.
Yeah. And so like in a case where it's not recorded, then it's messy. Nobody really knows. So a split sheet, like you said.
Then it's going to come down to like who owns the session.
Yeah.
Like which one of you actually owns the session file.
Yep.
Who has that? And then who has like written documentation of lyrics.
Yep.
And when were those lyrics like written the earliest?
Yep. And is there any evidence of anybody doing anything?
Emails, anything like that.
Text messages.
Yes.
DMs. I was talking to a lawyer. He was saying, I've been like, you'd be surprised how many DMs are printed out.
Yeah. Especially in California.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's all a contract. And so a split sheet is a type of contract.
Yes.
It's not complicated.
No.
Like it can be, I mean, literally a split sheet could be as simple as me emailing you on our mobile device and just being like, we're in the session today, this is the day, this is the song, send, you could reply and say agreed.
Yes.
That technically would be a contract or a split sheet.
We have free split sheets here at Secret Spot DTLA so that you, if you're writing here with other people, can grab a split sheet and write it out and fill it out and not have to be like, oh my God, like, wait, who did I write the song with? Like 3 months later, if the song gets placed, or 2 years later when the song gets placed somewhere and they're like, who did you write this with? And you don't have their name, you don't have their like ASCAP, or you don't have their PRO information, you don't have anything about them, you don't have like the IPI for the song. So you're just sitting here like, it's good, right? You like it? You need it today? Hold on, let me see if I can like, I think I have their Facebook.
Yeah.
And no.
So you were talking off camera about some recent experiences. We're talking to music supervisors who are like, they won't mess with a song.
If you don't have documentation for your song, this is a slowdown. So I need to get your song cleared. Let's say like you're dealing with a music supervisor who's placing your song in like an ad or a TV show, and they've got a bunch of different songs coming at them, and they heard your song.
And a really fast deadline, by the way.
Yes, like tonight by like 4 p.m. Like I need this by 4 p.m. And it's currently 2 p.m. And I just reached out to you and you got back to me and you said, yes, I have all the stuff for the song. And then I asked you, do you have like everyone's information who needs to be credited? And you said you don't. And I say, shit, I need to go to somebody else.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yep. There are cases. The other thing about this is that if there is a dispute, the like ASCAP, BMI, the MLC, and Sound Exchange they'll stop paying everybody. If we do a song together, I claim 60%, you claim 60%. Well, that's
not equal.
So now we've got a dispute. Nobody's going to get paid off that. They will hold that money. So one of the things I don't think he's doing this. CamRon could probably put in like a maybe he has, I don't know, but like
an ownership request through. You could do that.
That would stop all the money.
That would be disrespectful. And I think that's what he says he isn't trying to do. This seems like it's a moral thing. Like he's just kind of like displeased because, he and J. Cole had a pretty good relationship. Like, and now it seems like this kind of came between the relationship between the two of being like, hey, bro, I'll do this for you. Like, and then you'll get me back, bro. Like, you'll get me back. Like, we'll do like a pod together. We'll do some, like I'll feature on your record, like it's a vibe. And J. Cole's like, bro, I'm going to the big three, bro.
So this really this does kind of this touches on a couple things. One is, as you're saying, this does speak to the culture, like where your word means something, and your allegiance means something, and who you roll with, right?
Yeah, who you associate with. Yes.
So there is something about like when you get to these high levels of fame where the currency that you trade in is not just money, it's status. And
I think another thing that touches on is like if you're really, really large, you have a management team. I really don't want to negotiate with you. I want to negotiate with the person who's negotiating. I don't want to negotiate artist to artist. And that's what I think we saw here.
It's like, I want my lawyer to call your lawyer.
Yes.
And they just figure it out because that's their jobs.
I don't want to be like,
we vibe.
Oh yeah, bro. Great session today.
Yeah.
I'll get you back too. Yeah. That's not the kind of agreement that we should have at this level.
No.
At this level, we should have an agreement that's like, hey, so I'm gonna do this song for you. I'm gonna call the guys. They're gonna, call your guys. We're gonna work it out. But whatever we gotta do, we're gonna make it work out. And then they send you a contract. You send you a contract. You get it signed up, and you're good to go.
Done.
But like this kind of like, hey, this was fire today. So like, we'll get it straightened out, right, bro? Right, buddy?
That sucks.
That sucks.
That sucks for CamRon now, right?
It's a bummer.
And now because he's looking at this and he was going like, and maybe he didn't know the song was going to blow up. Maybe the song did better than he was kind of expecting. You do a feature, you do your thing. You're like, whatever. Come on my pod, we'll exchange it. And then the song goes, goes viral more than you were expecting. So like from CamRon's perspective, he's like, well, I thought this was going to be, this was going to be one thing, but now I'm looking at this and this song, is made $500,000. And so now
I'm not seeing any of that money.
I'm out $250,000 ostensibly.
Yeah.
And I can't even monetize that through you coming on my podcast, which he probably makes a sizable amount
I thought
of
we
money.
were friends.
Yeah. Yeah, or like, dude, hit me back, get on my record, I'll make $500,000 on that.
Yeah.
And then we're even.
Yes.
Like, but he's not doing that.
Any of those things.
So it really sucks. You're right. Like for artists at like the indie DIY level, the takeaway really is get a fucking split sheet.
Yeah, get a split sheet, make it, print it out, just do the thing. And if you do make a physical one, like we give you physical ones, scan it.
Yep.
Scan it and email it. That's it.
Put it in
as soon as you're done. Right as soon as you're done filling it out, put it in the scanner. Scan, email.
Take a picture with your phone, put it in your Google Drive or whatever you got, and then it's just done.
Then you're done. Then you're good forever. And it's saved. And your lawyer can come back later and be like, oh yeah, that is what you guys agreed to. Yeah. Cool.
So get your split sheets, shorties, and give your money to causes who need it, shorties.
Yeah. Damn right, Billy.
Damn right. This has been an incredible episode.
It really, we've gone everywhere.
We realized, I think every single topic we did today, this was not on purpose, touched on publishing. Is that true?
Yeah. Just about everything. Yeah. Everything we talked about made its way back to the pub.
That's wild, right?
That is crazy.
That's some real synchronous. That's some real fucking synergy.
Actually, we planned it like when we were writing out all the stories, we were like, it's gonna be.
Yeah, we could have said that, like, but it's just happenstance. Like,
it's just magic. It's just organic.
It's just what happens. Sometimes in the studio, magic happens.
Sometimes magic happens.
This was one of those magic.
There's lightning in a bottle.
So
but don't expect it next week.
No, we are going to continue on our how to get paid in the music industry pipeline. We'll probably dig into. I'm not going to promise. We have to dig into publishing for real. And the mechanical, and there's some other things. We'll probably some copyright and some other things.
Yeah,
we're going to get into.
Do a fourth episode, just kind of
at least 3, and then we might do a 4th. So please join us next week because this
and the week after that.
Well, at least let's take it 1 week at a time. But this is we're all on a journey now.
We are
a journey of self-discovery.
Oh my god!
Financial compensation.
How do I do it?
Do
I get signed up?
Yeah. So if you want to continue on this journey,
you should continue.
You should like this episode.
Hype it, because we definitely have under 500,000 subs.
You should subscribe to us so that way you can get a notification.
And you can leave a comment too.
You can leave a dang comment to tell us what you're doing.
If you're listening on Apple Music, also leave us 5 stars.
5 stars and a comment.
5 stars and a comment.
So this has been episode 20 of the Wholesome Music Podcast. We'll see you again next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.